Have you ever felt your heart racing over something that hasn't even happened yet? Or found yourself lying awake at 3 a.m., your mind spinning through worst-case scenarios that feel terrifyingly real? You're not alone. Anxiety affects millions of people worldwide, and it's one of the most misunderstood experiences of modern life. Anxiety isn't just worry. It's a complex web of physical sensations, racing thoughts, and emotional overwhelm that can make even simple tasks feel impossible. But here's what most people don't realize. Anxiety, while uncomfortable, is actually your brain trying to protect you. Understanding this can be the first step toward finding relief. Today, we're going to explore what anxiety really is, why it happens, and most importantly, practical strategies you can use to manage it and reclaim your peace of mind. What is anxiety really? Anxiety is your body's natural alarm system. Imagine you're walking through a forest and you hear a rustling in the bushes. Your heart starts pounding, your muscles tense, and your mind becomes hyper-alert. This is anxiety at work, preparing you to either fight or flee from potential danger. The problem in modern life is that this alarm system often gets triggered by threats that aren't physically dangerous. A work presentation, a social gathering, or even just thinking about the future can set off the same biological response that helped our ancestors survive encounters with wild animals. When anxiety becomes chronic, it's like having a smoke detector that goes off every time you make toast. The alarm is working perfectly, it's just too sensitive for the actual level of threat. This is why anxiety often feels so overwhelming. Your body is preparing for a life or death situation, but you're just sitting in a meeting or trying to fall asleep. The mismatch between the physical response and the actual situation creates a confusing and exhausting experience. The anxiety cycle, how it feeds itself. One of the most challenging aspects of anxiety is how it creates its own momentum. Here's how it typically works. First, you notice a physical sensation. Maybe your heart beats a little faster, or you feel slightly dizzy. Your brain, already on high alert, interprets this as a sign of danger. Why is my heart racing, you think? Something must be wrong. This thought triggers more anxiety, which creates more physical symptoms. Now you're not just dealing with the original sensation. You're anxious about being anxious. Your mind starts searching for explanations. Am I having a heart attack? Is something terrible about to happen? The more you focus on these sensations and thoughts, the stronger they become. Soon, you're caught in a cycle where anxiety about anxiety becomes the main problem. This is why anxiety can feel so intense and seemingly come out of nowhere. Understanding this cycle is crucial because it shows you where you can intervene. You can't always control the first spark of anxiety, but you can learn to prevent it from growing into a wildfire. The physical reality of anxiety. Anxiety isn't just in your head. It creates very real physical changes in your body. When your anxiety response activates, your body releases stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These chemicals cause your heart to beat faster, pumping blood to your muscles, your breathing to become shallow and rapid, your muscles to tense, preparing for action, your digestive system to slow down, your mind to become hypervigilant, scanning for threats. These are all normal, healthy responses to actual danger. The challenge is that your body can't tell the difference between a real threat and an imagined one. Whether you're being chased by a bear or worried about a job interview, your body responds the same way. This is why anxiety often comes with physical symptoms that can feel scary. Chest tightness, dizziness, nausea, or feeling like you can't catch your breath. These sensations are uncomfortable, but they're not dangerous. They're simply your body doing what it's designed to do. Strategy 1. The stop technique. When you feel anxiety starting to build, try the stop technique. S. Stop what you're doing. Don't try to push through or ignore the feeling. T. Take a breath, not just any breath, but a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Hold for a moment, then slowly exhale through your mouth. O. Observe what's happening. Notice the physical sensations without judgment. Where do you feel tension? What thoughts are going through your mind? P. Proceed with intention. Choose your next action consciously. rather than reacting automatically to the anxiety. This technique works because it interrupts the automatic escalation of anxiety. Instead of being swept away by the feeling, you create a pause that allows your rational mind to engage. Strategy 2. The 5-4-3-2-1 grounding exercise. When anxiety makes you feel disconnected from reality, or like you're losing control, grounding exercises can help anchor you in the present moment. The 5-4-3-2-1 technique engages your senses. 5 things you can see. Look around and name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch. Notice the texture of your clothes, the temperature of the air, the surface you're sitting on. 3 things you can hear. Maybe it's traffic outside, the hum of air conditioning, or your own breathing. 2 things you can smell. This might be coffee, perfume, or just the general smell of the room. 1 thing you can taste. Maybe it's the lingering taste of something you drank, or just the taste in your mouth. This exercise works by redirecting your attention away from anxious thoughts and back to your immediate physical environment. It's particularly helpful during panic attacks or when you feel overwhelmed. Strategy 3. Reframing anxious thoughts. Anxiety often comes with a running commentary of worst-case scenarios. Your mind might tell you things like, "This is going to be a disaster," or "I can't handle this," or "Everyone will think I'm stupid." The goal isn't to eliminate these thoughts. That's usually impossible. Instead, you can learn to question them. When you notice an anxious thought, ask yourself, is this thought helpful or harmful? What evidence do I have that this thought is true? What would I tell a friend who had this thought? What's the most realistic outcome, not the worst-case scenario? For example, if you're thinking, "I'm going to fail this presentation and everyone will think I'm incompetent," you might reframe it as, "I'm prepared for this presentation, and even if it doesn't go perfectly, one presentation doesn't define my entire competence." The goal isn't to become unrealistically positive, but to develop a more balanced and realistic perspective. Strategy 4. The anxiety paradox, acceptance. This might sound counterintuitive, but one of the most effective ways to reduce anxiety is to stop fighting it. The more you resist anxiety, the stronger it often becomes. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. The harder you push, the more forcefully it springs back up. Instead of fighting anxiety, try accepting it. This doesn't mean you have to like it or want it to stay forever. It means acknowledging that anxiety is a normal human experience that will pass on its own if you don't feed it with resistance. When anxiety arises, you might say to yourself, "I notice I'm feeling anxious right now. This is uncomfortable, but it's not dangerous. I can feel anxious and still do what I need to do." This approach takes the struggle out of anxiety. Instead of having anxiety plus the stress of fighting anxiety, you just have anxiety, which is much more manageable. Strategy 5. Building your window of tolerance. Everyone has what psychologists call a window of tolerance, the zone where you can handle stress and challenges without becoming overwhelmed. When you're within this window, you can think clearly, make good decisions, and cope with whatever comes your way. Anxiety pushes you outside this window, but you can work to expand your window of tolerance through regular practices, physical practices. Regular exercise helps your body process stress hormones. Adequate sleep allows your nervous system to reset. Limiting caffeine and alcohol prevents artificial stimulation of your anxiety response. Mental practices, mindfulness meditation, teaches you to observe thoughts without being controlled by them. Journaling helps you process emotions and identify patterns. Learning relaxation techniques gives you tools to activate your body's calm response. Social practices, maintaining supportive relationships provides emotional resources. Setting boundaries protects your energy and reduces stress. Seeking professional help when needed is a sign of strength, not weakness. Strategy 6. The power of gradual exposure. If anxiety is preventing you from doing things you want or need to do, gradual exposure can help you reclaim your life. The idea is to slowly and systematically face your fears in a controlled way, building confidence and reducing avoidance. Start with situations that cause mild anxiety, maybe a 2 or 3 on a scale of 1 to 10. Practice your coping strategies in these situations until they feel manageable. Then gradually work your way up to more challenging situations. For example, if you have social anxiety, you might start by making eye contact with a cashier, then progress to making small talk with a neighbor, then joining a small group activity, and eventually giving a presentation. The key is to go slowly and celebrate small victories. Each time you face your anxiety and survive, you're teaching your brain that the situation isn't as dangerous as it initially seemed. When to seek professional help. While self-help strategies can be incredibly effective, sometimes anxiety requires professional support. Consider reaching out to a mental health professional if anxiety is significantly interfering with your daily life, work, or relationships. You're avoiding important activities or opportunities because of anxiety. You're experiencing panic attacks or intense physical symptoms. You're using alcohol, drugs, or other unhealthy coping mechanisms. You're having thoughts of self-harm. There are many effective treatments for anxiety, including cognitive behavioral therapy, exposure therapy, and in some cases, medication. A mental health professional can help you develop a personalized treatment plan. The journey forward. Embracing healing one step at a time. Managing anxiety isn't about erasing it from your life. It's about transforming the way you relate to it. Anxiety may arise again and again, like waves returning to shore. But just as the ocean is vast enough to hold its tides, so too are you spacious enough to hold your experience without being overwhelmed by it. It's not a flaw to feel anxious. It's a reflection of your humanity, your sensitivity, your aliveness. And while anxiety may be a part of your life, it never has to be the author of your story. Think of managing anxiety as the process of building inner strength. Just like training a muscle, the more you return to healthy habits and calming strategies, the more natural and accessible they become. Some days it will feel like progress is slow or invisible, but even when the steps are small, they still move you forward. Every breath taken with awareness, every time you choose to respond instead of react, every moment, you offer yourself kindness. That's growth. There will be hard days, setbacks, and moments when old fears return. That's okay. Healing is not a straight line. It's a winding road with hills and valleys, pauses and reroutes. But each moment of self-compassion is a victory. Each time you soothe instead of suppress, notice instead of numb, you're building resilience. Quietly, steadily, powerfully. You are not failing when you feel anxious. You are not broken for needing support. You are not weak for having hard days. You are courageous for facing them at all. The very fact that you're here reading this, seeking guidance and holding space for your healing, is a profound act of strength. Anxiety may speak loudly, but it is not your truth. You are not the racing thoughts, the tight chest, the panicked mind. You are the presence that notices them. You are the awareness beneath the storm, the calm at the center of the chaos. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to walk this path alone. There are tools. There is support. There is community. There are small daily practices that, over time, can create profound transformation. From mindful breathing to gentle self-talk, from reaching out to a friend to simply pausing to observe your thoughts. These are acts of healing, and each one matters. Progress isn't measured by how often anxiety disappears. It's measured by how you respond when it arises, by your willingness to stay present, to soften, to trust that this moment, too,